Captain Ron Brown of Pittsburgh, a high sticking call. Fake the shot, now put it in front, and Quinn is all tied up by Jay Wells. Along the far wing side, a fight breaks out. Talkin and Dan Frawley start to go at it now. Talkin with that big right hand, and he can work it against Dan Frawley. They're battling one another in the Philadelphia zone. Now right by Talkin, and down goes Frawley. Well, Talkin's a tough customer.
I'll tell you, Talkin's one of the toughest fighters in the league. He had well over 200 penalty minutes his first couple of years in the league, and then he started to realize that it would be better if he kind of cooled it a little bit and stayed on the ice a little more, because he can contribute offensively, and he really cracked Frawley with a couple of right hands in that fight. He's got the buzzsaw when he starts throwing those punches. If Talkin's just telling Frawley, you just
not only that,
watch yourself.
Well, last year he had over 30 goals and 300 minutes in penalty time, only one of 3 players ever in the history, so he can pile them up. Will break. Flyers 1, Penguins nothing on the Penguins Hockey Network. Here's a pass to center to Caulfield, but that is a good sign of a winning hockey club when you can come from behind. Now a fight breaks out. Jeff Chikrin, who's he going to go with? He's going with Zemlak, and that's a tough matchup now. It's Chikrin who can deal him too. Zemlak trying to get the right in. Jeff Chikrin, and now Zemlak is down.
Well, that's about the third time those two guys have gone this season, Chikrin and Zemlak. And Chikrin is establishing himself as one of the better fighters in the NHL in a very short period of time. Tough kid, rookie defenseman for the Flyers. And he leads the Flyer defenseman in plus-minus with a +8. And he's also tops with penalty minutes with 122 coming into this game, and he'll get a few more now.
Philadelphia penalty, number 6, Jeff Chikrin. Pittsburgh penalty, number 18, Richard Zemlak.
5 minutes each for fighting.
And he'll take it away from its own zone and pass it ahead left wing to Brown, who was up in it on a good check by Mo Mantha. Well, Brown had his head down, and Mantha hit him cleanly. Out at center, a hip check by Hilliard.
That's always a good sign of a team that may even have a little bit of fate going for them, a little luck. Penguins certainly have had their problems with injuries over the years.
Caulfield's got room. He comes to the Flyers line. Poke checked away by Mantha. Caulfield collides with Rick Tocchet. Now he'll whack Tocchet to get a penalty for it. Not a good move at all by Caulfield. He put the stick right into Rick Tocchet, and Tocchet will turn and make the wise move there. Caulfield looking for something, and he got it. He's going to get at least 2 minutes and maybe more.
In the meantime, Tocchet had already lined him up, and he just blasted right into him. Caulfield like a brick wall. Tocchet just bounced right off, but then Caulfield took exception to it nevertheless, put the stick into his shoulder and hooked him, pulled him down.
Really didn't come close at all. And center. And again the Flyers. Now here is Bob Erie and Tocchet mixing it up one more time. Bob Erie comes over. It's Murray Craven taking a whack at Bob Erie. Got those gloves off. Bob Erie now and Murray Craven are going to match it up. Bob Erie coming with a right hand on Murray Craven. Reminds me of Ron Asselstein, one of the strongest in the league. And Ray Scampanello separate the two. Jimmy Johnson and Murray Craven had a few words, and they were driving, and Bob Erie came over and took a shot at Craven, and that's when Craven said, all right, we'll do that. And he dropped the gloves, and they ended up going at it. Chikrin and Danny Quinn. Robbie Brown is over also. And Wells will take a crack at Robbie Brown. He said they've got most of the cancerous situation, and hopefully that's good news for that young guy. Here's Carkner to the Penguins. Look out, he shoots and scores, and the Flyers have the lead 2-1. They score a shorthanded goal. Terry Carkner beating Barrasso. Into the Flyers in, left wing pass, got Dykstra cutting for the net. He put it back in front, but Bork was skated in too deep. And now we've got a fight breaking out here with Dave Hannon and Mike Bullard going at it. Dave Hannon and Mike Bullard wailing away at one another. Former teammates.
I think Hannon has been yapping at Mike Bullard for a while. In a couple of games he's had a chance to play against him.
Davey Hannon and Mike Bullard still squaring off here, trying to get their hands free. Bullard trying to lift Hannon up and put him down, but he can't do it, and Hannon now comes back with a couple of shots, and the linesman will step in.
No love lost between those two players, I can tell you that. Don't ask me why, but it's just something that I sense, and Hannon went after Bullard, I think. And
Carkner, former Ranger and Nordique. He comes to Mantha. Mantha shooting at the post. Rebound score. Brian Crop gets the rebound off the shot at the post by Mantha. And the Flyers get a power play goal. They're second of the night, and they now lead 3-1. 3-1 Philadelphia. Now Jimmy Johnson and Dave Brown Works him over now. Belts him once, twice. Now comes after him, and Dykstra steps in between the two. Brown just moved, obviously, right into Jimmy Johnson, looking for him all the way. His play was whistled down now. Dave Brown definitely came out with one thing in mind. That was to go after Jimmy Johnson in that situation.
One thing I noticed about Dave Brown today in talking to him, he has a twitch, which scares you a little bit. I was talking to him, and between every 3 or 4 words, he would make a little motion with his neck, a muscle in his neck, and he really is kind of a frightening figure. I mean that. You really, I'm sure if you're an opposing player, you're not really sure exactly what he's liable to do out there on the ice, which makes him even that much more scary.
Lifted back in behind the Flyer net. 3-1 Philadelphia. Now here, what is Caulfield and Chychrun are going to go? Caulfield and Chychrun just met each other, and they started battling away. Caulfield's on top of Jeff Chychrun.
The extra 2 for instigating the fight with Jeff Chychrun. And each player picks up 5 minutes for fighting, so the Penguins are going to be down a man for 2 minutes unless the Flyers score another power play goal. Caulfield just pushed Chychrun, and then he just threw the gloves right off and said, let's go. No question who the instigator was in that situation. It was Jay Caulfield. He grew up in the Philadelphia area and was kind of weaned on Broad Street bully hockey as he watched the games in the suburbs of Philadelphia. Ended up going to the University of North Dakota. And as a football player first, a hockey player second. At least that's the way it was until he realized he could not play football any longer because of an injury to his neck.
And back around the Penguin net. Off the left wing, it goes to Jimmy Johnson. Johnson stymied a bit. And there is a big check by Talkin, knocking over Jimmy Johnson. A penalty coming up here against Talkin. It was pretty obvious he took a run at Johnson. We might get minors here coming up.
Charging the call.
And Newell spotted that. He saw Talkin come after Jimmy Johnson. And he's going to go in. Flyers 3, Penguins 1. 1:59 to go in the period on the Penguins Hockey Network.
Jimmy Johnson bringing that puck along the boards, trying to dig it out, and Talkin just came in and literally threw himself at Jimmy Johnson to pick up the charging call. Carried him in the opposite direction. Well, you don't see Bullard miss too often in situations like that. He had so much time, and then Talkin with a great chance right after that. And here's another fight breaking out.
Caulfield's going to battle now with Craig Berube of the Flyers, and Berube gets a shot in. Caulfield trying to get himself back up. Berube swings that right hand. Caulfield still goes down as Berube is on top of him. Some more penalty time will be dished out here as the Flyers Craig Berube and the Penguins Jay Caulfield get into a match here. 2:41 of period number 3.
Well, Caulfield started the last one between Chychrun and himself, but the difference is that Berube is noted for this kind of stuff. Chychrun is more of a guy who's relied upon to play defense for the Flyers and just happens to be pretty tough and can handle himself. Berube, his role is to go out and get into scrapes like the one he just got into with Jay Caulfield.
Well, they'll both sit down as Caulfield goes to the penalty box, and Craig Berube of the Philadelphia Flyers. Well, the Penguins giving up 2 power play goals tonight and a shorthanded goal. The only goal the Penguins have was Mario Lemieux's 38th of the year at 16:54 the first period.
Number 17, Craig Berube. Pittsburgh penalty. Number 16, Jay Caulfield.
They're both going to get 5
minutes
in a
each
major.
for fighting. Time of the penalty is 2:41.
And whereas it's cleared up into Craven's glove, and now Bob Airey and Murray Craven collide. They mix it up a bit at center ice. Well, you got to be thinking, will Barrasso come off here? The Penguins trail by 2. Coffey rushes up, makes a great move, gets around a man, comes to the net. He makes his move and his shot scores. Coffey scores with 1:21 to go. How buy Sam a drink and get his dog one too. Coffey does it all by himself.